Alright, what is up guys, Nate4 here and welcome back to yet another movie review, and today we're going to be talking about The Gray Man, alright? And as you can see, I'm very pumped up, I'm very energetic because I've been wanting to do a movie review for this movie for a long time, and I've been wanting to see this movie for a long time, so the fact that it's finally out and I've gotten the chance to see it, I'm very excited, I'm very stoked, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on this movie, okay? We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, the positives, the negatives, the pros, the cons. But yeah, and let's see, what else do I have to say? This movie is in theaters and on Netflix as well in a few days. It'll be on Netflix in a few days, I'm sorry. But I'd say go ahead and check this out on the big screen if you can. If you're like, I don't really want to go out of my way to go to the theater, I don't want to spend any money, that's fine. But I'd say if you want to see this movie the best way, I'd say go watch it in theaters, but that's just me. But we're going to do this in the typical format. First half, we're just going to be talking about the overall vibe of the movie. Then towards the middle, that'll be the spoiler territory. But I'll give you guys the indication for that if you don't want anything spoiled for you. But without further ado, ladies and gents, let's hop straight into it. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I feel like I enjoyed this movie more than I should have, if that makes sense. Because in most people's eyes, it'll be like the typical generic action movie, and for the most part it is, but it's just something about it that makes me really like it. You know, like you got great action sequences, great characters, and you got some good actors and actresses in this one. You got Ryan Gosling, you got Chris Evans, you got Ana de Armas, you got Jessica Henwick, even freaking Billy Bob Thornton is in this movie. So the cast of characters that they have in this movie, it feels like there's something special about it. I'm not saying that just in general, but at least to me, I really like the casting for this movie. Shout out to the Russo brothers for connecting with Chris Evans once again, because they also directed Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War, along with Infinity War and Endgame. So they're no stranger to working with Chris Evans. So this one is another exception. I'd say this is another hit for them, and I'm just overall satisfied. I think this movie was pretty good. The comedy was there. It didn't overstay its welcome. The action was also there. And I'm glad, honestly. This movie, it met my expectations. And honestly, I don't really have much negative to say about this one. But something I do want to highlight about this movie is it kind of has that Marvel feel to it for like a certain extent. So, you know, like in Infinity War, how like half the heroes got snapped away, you're like, okay, we know they're going to come back because I already know they're getting another movie. Okay, Black Panther 2, Spider-Man, Far From Home, you know, stuff like that. You know, another Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and you're like, okay, I know they're going to come back, but how are they going to come back? And that's something about this movie that I really liked, is you're like, this character gets in these situations and you're like, I obviously know this character is not going to die right now. You know, obviously it's like, he's the main character. He's not going to get killed right now, but it's like, how the hell is he going to get out of this situation? How is he going to use his skills and, you know, just get out of this situation? I thought that was really cool, and I think this movie does a really good job of that. You may say it's luck, you might just say it's plot armor, he has to win, or you might just simply say it's Ryan Gosling, he's just really that guy, you know? But anyway you decide to put it, I just thought it was a pretty cool turn of events for this movie in terms of action, at least. That was really cool, in my opinion. And honestly, this was a movie that I wanted to see in theaters, okay? I was like, yeah, I can watch it on Netflix afterwards, but I want to see this in theaters. This is something that I think would be really, really cool. And I'm glad that I did. I think that was the right choice to make. So I'd say you should see it in theaters if you could. I think you'd actually really enjoy it in theaters a little bit more. Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. You see the smile on my face. It's not going away. I just really enjoyed this movie. Okay, that's all I have to say, honestly. This movie was just really fun. The action was there. The comedy was there. The cast was there. Like I said, I just really don't have that many negatives to really speak about. I would very well recommend this movie. I think everyone kind of, I won't say there's like their best performances or anything, but I think everyone puts on a good performance. But the one that I'd say does it for me the most would probably have to be Chris Evans. And I see a lot of people with the misconception saying, oh, he's never done anything like this before, oh, it's different. he kind of has. Maybe not the whole like psycho killer kind of aspect, but he's definitely done like the whole cocky, arrogant kind of character before, being like in the Fantastic Four or even Scott Pilgrim, honestly. So he's no stranger to that. It's just been a while, you know, since he's been Captain America since like 2011. So it's been a while. And honestly, some people may not like his performance in this one because they might say it's a little over the top for Chris Evans. And some actors have faced that before, like Matthew Lillard in Scream. A lot of people said that his performance was too over the top, or Jim Carrey in Batman Forever as the Riddler. Some people didn't like that his whole performance was over the top. And that's how Chris Evans is with this one. He's very loud, very obnoxious, just very... a lot. He's a lot. But he has a certain charm to him that you kind of like him, okay? That you, to a certain extent, you don't want to see him lose, if that makes sense. You know, even though like he's the villain of the movie, you don't want to see him lose, okay? He just has that natural charm to him, and he has like that that buffness to him, that strongness to him, that you know, you see that he's a threat, okay? And I like that. I think that him and Ryan Gosling have really good on-screen chemistry together. I don't think they've ever done anything in the past together, not that I know of. So I'd really like to see them do more stuff in the future after watching this one. It's one of those duos that I didn't know I needed until I got it, and I think that they met it, man. All their banter and their action sequences were just on point in this movie, and I'd love to see more of that. Because I'm a fan of both actors, you know, Ryan Gosling. I'm a fan of him in The Notebook and Blade Runner, and you know, Chris Evans obviously in the Marvel films, and Scott Pilgrim and the Fantastic Four, which is also, I guess that counts as Marvel, but it's not MCU. But they're different, okay? Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm fans of both of them, so it was pretty cool to see them sharing the screen together, and they did not disappoint. But we can talk about some of the negatives, which is not much, at least in my eyes. This movie plays it very safe, I feel like. It doesn't really change anything. Like I said, some people may just view this as just another generic action movie that's just painfully average. And I don't think it's that. I don't think it does anything to like change it dramatically or anything. And for the most part, it does keep it safe and simple, but it has that charm to it, has that cast to it, has amazing action sequences that makes you accept it. Like, you're like, okay, I actually really enjoyed this one. At least that's just me. And another negative is some of the sequences, like in terms of action, they didn't look that great. And I'm not going to shame it too much for that, just because I know it was like, it was produced by Netflix pretty much. So it was like a Netflix adaptation. So that might have been why the budget just wasn't, you know, as expensive as it should have been. I'm not 100% sure. I think it said that it was like Netflix's most expensive film. Correct me if I'm mistaken. It's just something I read about, so if I'm wrong, let me know, but if I'm right, then I'll be happy. But that is one of the negatives, just, you know, especially with the airplane sequence, that's when the CGI looked kinda, but like I said, it's not a big budget Avengers Marvel film, so I'm not going to shame it too much for that. It's a Netflix adaptation, so I'll give it a break. And you know what, honestly, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to really spoil anything too significant, because I want you all to experience this movie, you know, fresh, okay? Like I said before, I think I enjoyed this movie more than I should have. Some people may say I'm hyping it up too much, but everyone has different opinions, everyone has different tastes. I'm a sucker for a good action movie, and if I'm being 100% honest, like, I think some of the action scenes in this movie would actually be better than some of the ones that were in the Uncharted movie earlier this year. And that's saying something, okay? I'd say that this has some better comedy than the Uncharted movie as well. And you guys know I love Uncharted, okay? If you've been here on the channel, you've seen me play the games, you see me do the movie review, you guys know I love Uncharted. So the fact that I'm hyping this movie up, saying that it rivals that, then that's saying something. But like I said, this is just a feel-good action movie. It's just something fun. I want to say lighthearted, but there's some pretty intense stuff in this movie. But I'd say check this one out, man. It's a good time. You will not be disappointed, and it will leave you satisfied. Okay, if you're an action person, if you like any of these actors and actresses, I think that you'll be pretty happy with this one. But I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. All right, not perfect, but it's very, very good in my opinion. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely feel free to drop a like on it, share it, and subscribe if you are new. Or you can turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. I mean, it would help me out. I'd appreciate it, and I'll love you forever. But I'm NA4, and I will see you guys in the next one. So yeah, peace.